This is a card we are using already for the third week in a row. And, well, I think most of you watched the town hall, Brianna Joy Gray, Jimmy Dore, and others hosted. And I got to say, from what I saw there, it was disappointing. It was very disappointing that they said in the show that everyone of those who were invited got informed. They got the invitation officially, and there was absolutely no reaction. This was disappointing for representatives, who should represent the voters' will, and nothing happened. No reaction. This was the first thing which was very disappointing to see. It was a very interesting show, and honestly, it was in parts it was a heartbreaking show. We all know that Joy Marie Mann, for example, had very big problems in the past with her eyes, and I was aware of this, but I was not aware at what extent this sickness caused in her, what situation it caused, and it was heartbreaking to see. And yes, it was only one example from many. We also saw Scott Denoyer, who talked about his son who killed himself, that he glued his seatbelt and drove his truck into a river and drowned himself. And if you listen, and we will talk, let's run the videos first, please. Amos, let's start with this was the introduction video of Joy Marie when Jimmy Dore called up, to send the stories of those who are suffering. And yeah, please roll it and let's watch it.
Hey, my name is Joy Marie Mann, otherwise known as Savage Joy. Some of you may be familiar with what I am dealing with, but in 2019, I unexpectedly woke up with a lot of my eyesight gone, and I, of course, was traumatized by it, and I went to the hospital and was diagnosed with something called myopic degeneration. Since then, I have also had a detached retina, cataracts, and other issues. I've had recently 2 eye surgeries. My vision, of course, 2020 is ideal. My vision is 2400. I cannot drive. I have difficulty with a lot of things. I will have to start using a cane. And I get eye injections every month, every 30 days. Each eye is over $12,000. Even with insurance, I am thousands of dollars in medical debt. I will have this for the rest of my life. It will never get better. And the eye injections are solely to try to save what very little sight I have left. Medicare for All would change my life in so many ways. So, yeah, you're damn right. I expect people who we fought to get elected as activists to be activists. I am not alone. I am one of millions who are unexpectedly disabled, lost their job because of it, and have mounting medical bills because of it. The trauma of becoming disabled is bad enough, But to put all of these things on top of it is nothing more than violence. It is violence. So, yeah, force the fucking vote.
Yeah. Um, well, it is moving to see this, and it is not a violent system; it's a barbaric system. Even in pagan Rome, you got panem et circenses, bread and games. You don't even get crumbs from your governments so far. And some of us may remember this once when Amy Villela was running for office in Nevada. We interviewed her and we learned her story. And I also wanna memorize what's happened there. Please roll this one.
When you're running for office and you're not, a typical candidate, you have to remember your why. Why are you doing it? I remember actually the day I put this down here. It would have been 2 years ago. And it seems like decades ago. And at that point, I was so lost. There's 30,000 people a year dying because they don't have health care. Because the CFOs that work in that field are sitting there figuring out ways to make optimum profit for their shareholders. This is a commodity. My daughter's life wasn't.
Now that my eyes are open, I cannot and I will not close them again. I will never stop grieving for Shalyn. But I have learned how to take that grief and to put it into action.
Thank you.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're in this together, girl. We all handle it differently. A lot of grieving parents that I've been in contact with, this are like really shocked that I'm able to do as much as I'm doing. For me, it's how can I not? I'm not going to allow my daughter to have died for nothing.
Yeah.
Gut trenching.
It is crazy. And if you see the complete story of what Scott Denoyer, I hope I pronounce it correctly, told on the town hall, here's a short extract. Please run it.
Who can say they lost their kid because he didn't pay $20? How is that not enough fuel for anybody's fire? As you can see, every single picture, there's a smile on. You can see he's where he wants to be. Always out in the woods, always playing with wildlife. He said that when he's gone, this is before he knew he had this many problems, that when he's gone, he wants to be put back in nature. It's where he was happy. When I finally got down there, what was left for me to see is a tire track on the curb. A pile of mud where his truck was pulled out. He was told that his medication was $250 out of pocket to pay for it. We don't have $250. We never have $250 extra. He had problems. Yes. Who doesn't? We all have problems. Doesn't mean it's a death sentence or shouldn't be a death sentence. He was working on his problems. He was doing what we were told that we're supposed to do with these problems.
High on life.
And that's what I was saying. He was doing better. Last month, my 29-year-old son tried to get his prescription filled for his depression when he learned he missed a $20 new charge and had to wait a month for his plan to kick back in. He's dead now from suicide. $20 fucking dollars. I'm devastated and can hardly breathe. What the fuck?
What the fuck? For a handful of dollars, right? It's unbelievable. And I'm pretty sure that you all know the story, Jimmy, a door experience, you know, when he got for 4 years misdiagnosed, and he and his wife went bankrupt. He was suicidal. And well, and this is something I never was aware of, which is also a consequence of not having a good universal health care or a Medicare for all system. I never thought about this, but this came into my mind when I heard what Scott says, right? When he talked about his son, that he took his life, and I thought to myself, hold on. I heard the same thing from Joy Marie before, that she was praying that she was saying that at some nights she prayed that she would not wake up anymore the next morning. And I started to check it, and it was absolutely crazy to see, you know, that people who are in a very deep life crisis and need help in the first place, even more when they have suicidal tendencies because of all this crap, and then they get into rehabilitation, they get home, and after the rehabilitation program is over, they get a bill with thousands of dollars they owe for the rehabilitation. I think this is a travesty. This is the maximum of cynicism in my opinion. And the article, I found this article here in Elemental. There's, you know, if you see this, financial struggle is my biggest anxiety trigger. So being traumatized and then being billed for it puts you in an awful place of mind where you feel worthless. This is exactly the point. And when the author Marisa Evans talked to other patients, you know, they said some say the mounting medical debt has made them consider suicide again. How on God's earth is this any logic? It is inhumane, barbaric, and anyone who does not push to change this situation. And we heard about Joy, we heard about Amy Villela, we heard about Scott, we know about Jimmy. These are only four people we learned to know in the last couple of days what was really going on. You know, maybe okay, some cases maybe longer. You know, but you know, if you add this up, these are only 4 cases. It is the absolute order to do anything possible to force the vote.
And what's worse, Marcus, is that some of these people who try to commit suicide and are unsuccessful and are restored to life, then have, on like adding insult to injury, they're being charged for medical bills that they could never ever hope to repay for saving their lives. So it's a slap in the face with somebody who's at the point where they're willing to give up life, and then they're not allowed to die, and instead they're charged with additional.
Yes, and in what parallel universe does it help your recovery, knowing that at home, if you're in hospital or something like this, at home in your letterbox you have such a staple with bills you never can pay. It makes no sense at all. It makes only sense for those, yes, who got their ass wiped, who got the platinum healthcare system, who don't have to care. Of course, they get the best medical treatment available. Of course, but this doesn't help America, and I mean America as a general, the American people. If you got to stop this, only the 1% get everything, and you don't even get crumbs. You got to stop this. And everyone who is hesitant or who is opposing this movement, and it is a movement. If you look at the polls in every party, affiliated group, it is clearly everyone wants Medicare for all. The majority wants it. And if I look, and this was the second thing, which was very, very disappointing, though I didn't expect much from him, was Cenk Uyghur's reaction to this. And if you can show him, yes. And now show his tweet, please. So, his take from what we saw on the town hall, we saw Joy Marie, we saw Scott, we heard Jimmy's story. His only take is that he's putting his ego in front for his private war with Jimmy Dore, and comes to the conclusion they have a fine strategy that is slightly mistimed. Tell this, Cenk Uyghur, tell this to Joy Marie, tell it to her face. Every surgery of her eyes would cost $12,000. Tell this to Joy Marie. Mistimed. This is bullshit. It's not mistimed.